The views expressed are not necessarily those of KSCJ and Powell Broadcasting Company. This program is not intended to replace the advice of doctors or other clinical providers. Consult with your practitioner to ensure the proper course of action for you.
Welcome to When Things Aren't Going Well on AM 1360, FM 94.9 KSCJ. This program is dedicated to your mental health wellness and brought to you by Family Services, a United Way partner agency. Here's your host, Art Silva.
Good morning, Siouxland. I'm Art Silva, and welcome to When Things Aren't Going Well. This show is dedicated to your mental wellness and how you can help yourself navigate the daily highway of life. Our show is brought to you by Family Services, a United Way partner agency serving the Siouxland community. Joining me today are my friends from Family Services, the world-famous Development Department, Terry Dooley and Mary Pickens. Good morning, ladies.
Woohoo! We're
Good
happy
morning.
to be here.
Good morning.
That's how you're supposed to sound at 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so it's all good. Okay. Well, listen, we're going to deviate from our normal format today. We're going to talk about something very important to boys and girls home and family services, and that is tailgating for our kids. It's our annual fundraiser. It's our biggest fundraiser. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to the two experts here to talk about it. So, Terry, why don't you give us a little brief history of tailgating for our kids?
All right. So we actually started doing a fundraiser back in 2000. I can remember that. I know some of these younger people probably can't remember it, but they came to the conclusion, the board came to the conclusion that we needed to have a fundraiser. So we started in 2000, and in 2010, we found this fabulous idea, tailgating for our kids, and we decided that that was a keeper. So we were going to continue to raise money for the kids. It is an event that you can come to have a nice dinner. You can interface with a lot of really fun people in the community. You can do all kinds of money raising. You can buy a bottle of wine that might be a $2 bottle of wine or not, but it's all for a good cause, and that is raising money for the children and adults that come to Boys and Girls Home and Family Services for help.
Well, that's a lot right there. And you said 2010 we started this, right?
Tailgating, the theme started in 2010. Prior to that, we had an event every year from 2000 to 2010. Look at how many years we've been doing it.
Well, let's talk about the history of this event. Give us some examples, because you've been real creative over the year on some of the things that we've done. So give us some examples on how this thing has evolved. Because it's moved from one to it's in its third location now.
That's right. We started way back in the day. We started at one country club. We went to another country club, and we ended up at the Marriott in South Sioux City, and we've been there for quite a long time. It has served us beautifully because it gives us a space where you actually feel like you're maybe at a tailgate party.
Well, here we go. 2021. Last year, we didn't have a tailgating event because of the pandemic. We went virtual. And that was different. That was fun. But there's nothing like what you mentioned, Terry, being there with other people, seeing friends. And it's just a great night out. I tell you, everybody I talk to, we have a lot of people that keep coming back. It's just a fun event. So with that, let's talk more about the event. The who, what, how, where, and when. Is this... You talked a little bit about, yes, okay, we know it's where it's at. It's over at the marina in South Sioux. You talked a little bit about food. And this is a tailgating event, so you want to go a little more into the food?
Well, we're going to have fabulous tailgating snacks when you get there. Appetizers will start about 6 o'clock, and we're going to have tailgating games and snacks and beer and have everybody gather. And then we'll move on to 7 o'clock for dinner with our auction, and our dinner is going to be a nice piece of tenderloin. What's a wonderful thing is you're going to get like a gala type meal, a fancy, fabulous meal, and you get to wear your jeans and your favorite sportswear. So it's a wonderful mix.
Well, you sound like some of the folks that have already gone married. They come back every year and say the exact same thing, how much fun it is. This year, we're glad to be back face-to-face, and we've promised this year's event to be more fun than ever before. And as we talk about that, the key to that's going to be the folks we got involved in this. So, Terry, you've got 3 chairs that are going to pull this off. So you want to talk about your chairs?
We do have. We've got 3 couples this year that are helping us. So we've got Nate Folk and his wife, Mindy. We've got John Saylor and his wife, Nicole. And we've got Angie Schneiderman and her husband, Ben Nesselhuff. And the event is October 1st. We probably need to keep reminding people the event is October 1st. And we It's kind of a fun thing. I especially like it because we can all wear like our favorite sports team, and I might be a Hawkeye fan. And we're going to be doing games this year at the event so that people can kind of compete with each other. So I want to say, if there are people who would like to come to the event and play a cornhole game with me, I'll be the Iowa Hawkeyes, and they can be the Nebraska Cornhuskers, or they could be the Iowa State Cyclones. It could be payback time for me. I could be suffering that night. I'm not a very good cornhole player.
Well, you got the challenge out there, folks. You come to the deal, grab Terry and say, okay, we're going to play cornhole, but you have to be other than an Iowa player because she's got that tied up. Hey, I'm Art Silva. You're listening to When Things Aren't Going Well, and with me today are my friends from Family Services, Mary Pickens and Terry Dooley from the Development. It's Terry Development. That ought to be your next name, Terry Dooley from the Development Department. And we're talking about tailgating for our kids. So let's get back to, let's talk about the event. How about the entertainment? We got any entertainment going on here, Mary? We go to dinner at 7. So what do we do between when we get there and 7?
We have the Protein Posse.
Whoa, the world famous Protein Posse?
The world famous Protein Posse. And Terry can tell us more about the Protein Posse.
We have not this year a trio, but we actually have 4 people that are going to be playing music
just like our
for
event,
us.
the band's even growing.
It is. And they play actually during the time when we have appetizers, and the games will be going on, and they're absolutely wonderful. Those of you that know Steve Stouffer would know more about the Protein Posse, but we're really excited. They come every year, and people love hearing their music. They'll play your favorite songs, too. So, if you have songs that you'd like to hear on October 1st, all you need to do is call Mary or me at the office, and we'll make sure that Steve and his group are ready to play.
Well, we've done crazy things in the past. I remember one year we had food trucks out there. It's all just a fun time, and I think it's the people that make it fun. With our 3 young couples this year, I really think it's going to be a real good time. And I always have the challenge that one of our chairs, John Saylor, every year, I think we need an extra keg of beer behind. We can't run out of that beer. And I got to tell you, it's a fun time. It's my favorite event of the year. I know there's a lot of competition going on out there for events and people, but this is like a family. We've attracted over 300 people the last, ever since we've been doing this. And we'd like to get that number up to 400 this year. Because it's just so good to get back out and get together again. And you will have a ball. You'll be home by 9 o'clock and you say, wow, that was a fun night. So, again, it's all for a good cause too. Boys and Girls Home Family Services. This is our big fundraiser. And they didn't talk about a program yet because I'm going to leave that as a little surprise. You want to come to this event because we have something really special going on here that night that's really going to help us and help open your eyes to the world of mental health and an individual story that is absolutely fascinating. And we're starting to see more people come out now and feel comfortable about talking mental health and mental wellness. And that is absolutely great because the more people who come out that want to support this type of effort and what we're doing in Siouxland with Family Services and Boys and Girls Home, you can't imagine the amount of people that benefit from that. I love United Way. We're a United Way partner. United Way sponsors us with a sliding scale so that we can make sure we can address people's needs in this community. So what's holding you back? If you want to start off on the good foot and come out to our event and then say, I like these guys, they want to hang around with us during the day, we'll also have employment opportunities that we got. So we're looking for a lot of good people, but you got to have the DNA to come to our family. And I think talking with Mary and Terry, they do that. Now, we got a bunch of auction items here. But we're going to hold off on the second half of our show to kind of go through the detail on some of those auction items. I think you're going to be very surprised. As a matter of fact, we're just clearing up one of the auction items from last year. Last year we had a trip out there. It's a trip for Fenway Park with Art. And that trip is now coming up this coming week, and I have the pleasure of taking with me Mr. Justin Barker from KSCJ. He's going to come along with me, along with two wonderful people that are going in lieu of their parents, and now the parents want it back. So it's a fun deal. We're going to go, and we got the Mets on Wednesday night. We'll have the Yankees on Friday night in Fenway Park, and in between we'll be doing a whale watch, a duck boat tour, tour of Fenway Park. We're going to have a little contest. There's 2 great pizza companies there, Santapio's and Regina. And in Boston, it's always which one you go to. I'm a Santapio's fan, I'll tell you right up front. But I got people in my family that love Regina. Wouldn't let our guests next week determine the three of them is going to break the tie, Santapios or Regina. They're going to try it in the north end of Boston. Looking forward to this. But, if this works well, this could be on the auction list for next year. So you may want to come back after we take our break, listed as some of the exciting auction items we have. And we want you to look at coming and joining us. Buy a ticket, come to the event. It's a fun night for a tremendous cause. So coming up on our break right now, so we're going to have you take a short pause for the cause, and we'll be right back here when things aren't going well on 1360 94.9 KSCJ.
Let's face it, it happens to all of us. However, the pandemic has compounded all of our lives and activities. Even the simplest tasks seem harder. Hi, I'm Brenda Geisinger, the Chief Operating Officer at the Boys and Girls Home and Family Services. Family Services is a United Way partner agency serving children and families of our community, and we're here to help. If you'd like to learn more about Family Services, please contact us via email, website, Facebook, or phone Mary Pickens. At Family Services, we change lives.
Welcome back to When Things Aren't Going Well on KSCJ. Here's Art Silva.
Welcome back to When Things Aren't Going Well. I'm Art Silva, and with me today from Family Services, I should take Boys and Girls Home and Family Services, because we have the world-famous Development Department, Terry Dooley and Mary Pickens. And we're talking today about Tailgating for Our Kids, the big fundraising event coming up on October 1st at the Marriott in South Sioux City, the conference center. And it's going to be a tremendous event, a fun night, Tailgating for Our Kids 2021. Now, we've talked about the cocktail hour. We've talked about the entertainment. Mary gave you a little flavor of what the menu is going to be like that night. But here's the show. Randy Stabe comes in, and they put on a hell of a show, Stabe Auctioneers. And we've got some great items out here. And with that, I'm going to turn the mic over to Mary and Terry to talk about their harvest.
Oh, a harvest. A wine harvest?
No, the auction.
So we have been lucky enough to have very unique auction items that have come to us. You just heard a little bit about one. Who doesn't want to go to Boston with someone who's been born and raised in Boston? That's a pretty cool auction item. And so every year we try to find something that's just a little bit better, a little bit more exciting. And we're happy to say that at a meeting today, we found out that we're going to be getting an autographed Baby Taylor guitar signed by Tim McGraw.
Is that not the most exciting thing ever? I think it's
so
exciting.
Oh, my word. That's going to be one of our auction items.
That's going to be one of our auction items.
Oh, my word. That is outstanding.
Sounds like it's a pretty good one. It sounds like maybe I've got a couple of bidders sitting here on the left and the right of me. I'm hoping that that's the case. We also are working right now on getting Hamilton tickets. I don't know. In the room, I think. Are we in the room? We might be.
Where it happens? Just the room where it happens?
The room where it happens. That's exactly right. The Hamilton is going to be touring in Omaha and in Des Moines, and we have access to tickets, so you'll have to check in with us and find out when that's going to be happening. We'll give you a little bit of a tease. So we've got that. We also have some amazing golf packages. We have managed through the years to be able to go to courses where you ace golfers want to go and can't necessarily get on the course. So that's been another exciting thing that we've been able to make happen. And Mary, I'm going to let you talk about some of the local things that are a lot of fun too.
Well, we have tons of local favorites on our auction. We're going to have Old Chicago and Shields and American Popcorn and lots of different restaurants and lots of different gifts to use here locally. So it's exciting. But Terry, my favorite thing on the auction, my absolute favorite thing on the auction are our baskets. We have fabulous baskets that go back to our kids. And so you get to bid on sports equipment for our kids, on school supplies for our kids, and for arts and crafts for our kids. And all of that gets donated back, and then we can get more for our kids. So that's my absolute favorite auction item.
My favorite auction item, and I try to get every year, and everybody bids me up on this, is Pizza for a Year from Bob Rose. So I'm telling the whole world, I don't want it this year, okay? I don't want it. So don't bid it up anymore, because you guys, that's a lot. It's for a good cause, though, you know?
It is, Art, and I think you're going to be right in that fray again.
I love their pizza.
I think in the moment.
My favorite pizza.
And that's the best thing about the auction is that you get caught up in it, and you're going to want to have fun and be a part of it. So it's
But you mentioned Old Chicago, and they've come on board. They have been great supporters of our kids also. The thing is, you got choices. So if you rank this better than that, you got choices here. This auction is going to just be fun.
We're so lucky the whole community comes together to support us, and so we're so privileged with that.
And let's not forget Gunderson's has been there with us forever and a day, always there for us with a fabulous gift. And we feel very blessed to have had time to share with Ginny Peterson, and Ginny is the naming person for the gift that we get donated from Gunderson's. It's called Ginny's Pick, and it's picked out by the Gunderson's team, and it's always something that, boy, all of us really would love to be able to have a part of. So,
you got that belly button ring this year? Oh, never mind. Okay, I'll wait for that. Okay, well, next week when we do the trip this year, the 22nd through the 25th, I'm going to ask if Mr. JB would be so kind to give a true, honest evaluation of the trip. Because if it's good, we're going to do it again next year. And hopefully that third-party evaluation might have people want to bid on this. I'll tell you, it's a fun deal. It's just going to be one fun time. I can't wait. But I'm going to let you hear that from the people that participate. And hopefully we'll do this again, and we'll get you to bid on this item. So it's all good. It's a fun night there. I want to talk about, you mentioned the entertainment, the cornhole games. And let me just go back. Security National Bank is going to help us. And they have cornholes for every university, I believe. Iowa State. So anyhow, they're going to bring them over and let us use them. And we're going to have teams. So we went Iowa going against Iowa State or whatever, a little round-robin tourney. And we love to get the Scoop, Angie Snyderman, on board to help motivate you folks and have it. It's going to be a public time. We have a monster screen coming in. We're going to be able to do with this monster screen to show you some bloopers, have fun with you. You want to get to this event. The food is good, but it's going to be secondary to the fun you're going to have here.
Monster Vision is brand new to our area, and we're going to have it at our event, and we're going to watch some football on it and some bloopers and some highlights. It's going to be fabulous. So excited. That's
the one thing I think that people really appreciate about this particular event. Back in the day, we used to have to put a suit on. Wives complained about having to get their husbands to put a suit on, and husbands didn't want to go. Now you get to come with blue jeans, and you get to wear your favorite team. You get to boast about what's happening with your sports, with the competition. I mean, it's just a lot of fun. That's the big thing that we want to have happen, is have people have fun while they're supporting a really important cause.
And that seems to be what happens every year, because we get a great return, folks coming back year after year. And I want you to know out there, we sell corporate tables, and we're very fortunate to have our corporate sponsors. They've been with us a long time. But you don't have to buy a whole table. You can buy a slice. So we're going to get into that. And Mary, what if I wanted to go? What do I do?
If you're Art, I don't know why anybody wouldn't want to go after the way you've told us all about the event, and we've all talked about it. It is the most fun event. You can go online today at www.bidpal.net/tailgating. www.bidpal.net/tailgating. And you can buy tickets. You can look at our auction items. We'll have preview of our live items. We're going to have our silent auction items. Even if you can't be in that room, you can still bid on some of our silent auction items at that website, www.bidpal.net/tailgating.
We have so many big gifts coming in that not only are we going to, on some of these gifts, look at our local market. They are so special. We're going to expand this to the website and have a minimum bid set before we start. I got to tell you, the guitar, geez, you get Tug McGraw to come down and talk. That's his dad. Geez, that shows you where I'm coming from. That's Tim's dad. God rest his soul. But Tim McGraw, this is great. So, and how do we get these things to our great donors, board members? We have a family of people that share their treasures with us. And this is really something that you can't get. So I'm highly, highly recommend. Okay, Mary, if you had to bid on one thing, what would it be?
The Hamilton tickets. Because the seats we have are really good.
Producer seats.
That's
really
right.
good.
Producer seats. They are really good, folks. Terry, there's no hockey jerseys here, so what would be your favorite gift?
I know. I'm sorry. I have to say Hamilton, too. I absolutely love Hamilton. I think I could see it 15 times and still love it.
It's going to be the development team going at each other.
I think it is.
Whoa, I love this. I love this. I love this. So it's all good. It's all great and all for a tremendous cause. So, ladies, any last thing you want to say? Go to the website, take a look.
Well, and I do think too. I mean, part of what makes our event so fun is Randy Stabe and Clint Voss. I mean, they make it a party on their own. So we hope that we'll all be able to get together and we'll be able to set a record perhaps this year, helping kids and families at Boys and Girls Home and Family Services.
Sounds great. Looking forward to it. Well, I want to thank you two for sharing that expertise with us today and joining us on the show. As you know, we always do a little bit of humor. For the soul, it's good for the soul. So here's a joke of the week. So here we go. I was horrified when my wife told me that my 6-year-old son wasn't actually mine. Apparently, I need to pay more attention during school pickup. I've been there with my son. When he was young. So, okay, well, this has been a great show. I want to give a shout out to Heartland Counseling. Today they're having their mental health walk and fair over in South Sioux City. Please get out and support. We have a lot of good agencies supporting mental wellness in the area. And today is Heartland doing their job. So Heartland Counseling, good luck. I hope the weather stays with you all day long. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I definitely want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors coming up, and that's going to be Fairway. We'll talk about that more next week, in next coming weeks on when things aren't going well. Next week, we'll be back with Family Services and the Correction System. So please join us. Have a great week. May the sun shine on you.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Happy trails to you till we meet.